Conjure Codex V. This is the fifth and final issue of the first volume of Conjure Codex, a compendium of invocation, evocation, and conjuration. I've already reviewed the first 4 volumes of Conjure Codex in a single video, and this 5th volume came out just a month and a half ago, something along those lines. And yes, I mean, the reason I'm reviewing this one today is in homage to Jake Stratton-Kent, who died yesterday. I'm dreadfully sorry to say. Jake had a stroke a few months ago, and we were all hoping that he would recover, but unfortunately he lost that battle yesterday. Jake came up with the idea of the Conjure Codex alongside the 2 founders of Hadean Press, and they've been making these quite regularly, and the quality of the articles included are breathtaking. I mean, it's just incredible to find this kind of quality. I think that if somebody is looking for some great content with just as little fluff as possible, just as much as dense information as possible within the fewest possible pages, this is a fantastic place to be. It's a paperback, so it's affordable, and the amount of stuff is mind-blowing. So I thought that this was lovely. The compilation, because that's what it is. It's a compilation of articles, and I'll show you what the titles of those articles are in a second. But the compilation opens with a homage to Jake Stratton-Kent, who basically had just very recently suffered that stroke when the book was being edited, and so this particular issue is dedicated to him. There's a very beautiful dedication there. But let's go through the table of contents here, just to give you an idea, just a feel of the kinds of topics that are approached. First, we start off with a book that has never been translated into English. It's only ever been transcribed into Greek, and it's the Book of the Archangels by Moses the Prophet, and it's a very visceral exorcism that I won't spoil it for you, but it's very much in the style of the Greek magical papyri. Really, it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful, and just very, very powerful and visceral, as I say. The Magic of the Psalms is a really nice long essay by Patrick M. Day on the topic of the Psalms and their use in a magical context, not just in Christian and Jewish tradition, but also in voodoo and others. It's very, very cool. Really, really nice. Then we've got Sheer Zed, who's written It's All Down in Black and White. It's a really nice article about Buddhist tattoos and magical tattoos. Very, very cool images all the way through, which I strongly recommend checking that out. And then we've got Sleeping with One Eye Open, which is a nice short account of a prophetic dream, not just prophetic, but involving all kinds of astral projections and travels and so on, which is very cool. Then we've got To Suffer the Fate of Death by Umberto Maggi. I'm sorry, is it Maggi or Maggi? This is on the topic of death in ancient Greek tradition, right? So in Hellenismos. Very, very cool overview of the idea of death in Greek religion. Then we've got Wheels of Divine Influence, the Iynx and the Strophalos by Harper Feist. Again, a really, really nice, well-researched article on the topic of the Strophalos and the Iynx. These really powerful Greek mystical technologies, really very, very nice. And these aren't just 1 or 2 pages. These are in-depth research, heavy, and yet approachable, and information that you can use, information that you can practically add to your own arsenal. Then we've got Mother, Daimonis and Goetia, Ecstasy and Civilization by Simone Baldacci, Isis of the Magicians, The Faces of Isis in the Greek Magical Papyri by Kim Huggins, Huggins. I've made a video quite recently on the importance of the figure of Isis for practitioners, and this really goes into so much depth and gives you a whole arsenal of references and areas to research and prayers and so on that you can once again use in your own practice. Very, very cool stuff. We then have Cadmus writing every necromantia is a catabasis, so the idea of going into the underworld with every act of necromancy. Very cool. Ancient insights for contemporary Goetic practice. All of this is practical. It's the idea of this series, this Conjure Codex series. Then we've got David Rankin, none other, writing a whole article on the use of crows in many different contexts for magic. So he's called that the Corvid Codex. Very, very cool, very exhaustive overview of where crows appear in magic. Then we've got a Sable passage, Black Light and the Magic of the Starry Road, which approaches Sufi magic. Very nice there. And then finally we have Alexander Cummins, the well-loved writing Lodged Among the Graves, towards a practical syllabus of early modern necromancy. Now, if your mouth isn't watering right now, then I'm thinking that we've got different tastes. This is perfect. I mean, this is I'd be happy if I read no other book on the topic of the occult this year. This is top quality stuff, and what a beautiful homage to Jake Stratton-Kent this is. I think that there's no question of how proud he no doubt was and would have been with this final issue of the first volume. Fantastic work. I'll leave links down in the comments, in the description of the video, of course. And I will see you very shortly with the week's news. And I wish you all a wonderful morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are. And don't forget to leave a thumbs up and subscribe down below if you haven't done so already. And for Jake, take care of yourselves and of each other, and see you soon with another video.